Yeah, Mike, a much different scene than what we've seen earlier today and throughout the day. As you can tell behind me, we're in front of them now. Investigators, crime scene tape have all disappeared, have gone. We've had people for the past couple of hours drive by, kind of stop, look, see if they can see anything else from the road. But as you can tell, it's a little dark to see anything from where we are standing. And then we've had some people drive up the driveway, go in the house, and then come back out. We don't know who those people are, but we will continue to update you on any information that becomes available.
Is it snowing? I can't really tell, Mike. For the past couple of minutes, we've had plow trucks kind of drive by, plow the road, and they're also laying down salt. Now, the roads are slick, so be careful. There's a nice little slush going on. And I did have a chance to call some restaurants and some stores before they closed. Some of the restaurants closed early, a couple hours early, just to be prepared for the storm. And some stores are out of some pretty basic necessities: bread, milk, eggs, and believe it or not, one store in Terre Haute is fresh out of beer. Hi, Mike. Happy Halloween. I am a scaredy cat. Get it? Like my ears, scaredy cat. And in the spirit of Halloween, I decided to come to a haunted house. And the experience left me shaking in my boots. Yeah, details are few at this time, Mike, but what we know, around noon, police here were called to Motel 6, where they found an alleged explosive device. They had bombs, sniffing dogs come in, canine units come in, and then they called Indiana State Police's bomb technicians. They showed up around 4, and as you can tell behind me, they're getting ready, and they are going to work to try to see if this is an explosive device or not. Now, I was able to talk to some people that are staying inside the motel. One mother went to the gas station Thornton's just right over there, and when she came back, the place was surrounded. She has not been able to come back, and she has children inside. Now, there are people still inside that are being asked to stay in their rooms, while those coming back to the motel are asked to stay away. Now, there is one road that goes from the gas station here all the way to the mall. You're asked to stay off of this road and stay away from the area. Yeah, Tom, as you can see behind me, people are already starting to file into ISU's parking lot. I'm joined with Marcia Miller. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Yay! So go ahead and tell us a little bit about the march today.
Well,
hi, Mike. Yeah, details are few at this time, but what we know is just after 10 o'clock, Terre Haute Police Department and their special response unit showed up here at the corner of 24th and Beach Street. Now, the meeting just got over, and I have official word from Sheriff Greg Ewing. It says the meeting just got over. They hired 3 jailers with further discussion on adding additional in the future. However, they've been approved but not hired. Mike, back to you.
All the fun, Taylor.
Yeah, Tom, it is sizzling out here. We're super hot, but it's so much fun. And some kids behind me have a great way to cool off. Oh my goodness. They're dipping water, or they're dipping hats into water. Now, hundreds have turned out for this National Night Out. The annual event helps build better relationships and positive relationships between the community and local law enforcement and first responders. This event has been going on nationwide for about 35 years and here locally for more than 15. The event offers free food, games, and fun for the whole family, all bringing the community together in a positive atmosphere. The event is free to all, and it goes on until 8. I can just feel it right now. And there's plenty of ways for you to cool off and enjoy. I'm having way too much fun out here, Tom. But there's plenty of time for you to enjoy everything. Come meet the police, the fire, everything you can possibly imagine. Oh, well, thank you. I got a hat now, too. How cool. Tom, I'm going to throw it back to you.
Dana, 13th Street is back open, while here on 15 and 1st Avenue, investigators continue to work the scene. What started as a call of a house fire turned into a bomb threat and later led to the arrest of at least 6 people. At approximately 9:15, the Terre Haute Fire Department were called to 821 North 13th Street in Terre Haute. A short time later, officials were informed of a possible bomb threat.
I heard a bomb. Something blew up.
Manuel Padilla was inside his apartment when he awoke to a loud explosion and smoke in his room. More than 15 people evacuated the duplex. And while Padilla waited outside, a second explosion went off nearby.
I seen my door off the hinges, and it was against the wall. I mean, it blew 2 feet off my wall.
Indiana State Police later confirmed the threat and called in their bomb squad unit from Indianapolis. The Terre Haute Police Department responded to the explosions as well, around 10 p.m. While THPD were responding to the call on North 13th Street, officers were called just a few blocks over to another loud explosion heard on the 1500 block of First Avenue.
This is the Terre Haute Police Department. Anyone inside 1500 First Avenue, exit the residence.
One individual was seen running back inside the house, and police set up a perimeter. The man later came out of the house, but several others remained inside.
We did have earlier reports or past reports of fireworks at this particular residence. I can't tell you that we have no reports of injuries at either location at this point.
Just after 2 o'clock Thursday morning, 4 people came out of the house, while another was taken from the house. Terre Haute Police Chief Sean Keene said those inside the house on First Avenue may be linked to the explosions on North 13th Street. No injuries were reported at either scene.
Detectives are following up on both locations, and the possibility that people linked to the first location may be involved with the incident that occurred here on First Avenue.
This is still an ongoing investigation, and investigators do believe they'll be here throughout the morning. Thanks, Mike and Sadie. I did my best to keep my red high heels on, but I only made it halfway. Even though the walk was just a mile for those who participated, it helped bring them a better perspective for those affected by sexual assault. There's an old saying, you can't really understand another person's experiences until you've walked a mile in their shoes. Friday, men and women came together to do just that, putting on a pair of red high heels.
This is not what I would have chosen for footwear, but it's for a good cause.
The 5th annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event was hosted by Indiana State University's Inside Out group. It aimed to help raise awareness about sexual assault and domestic violence.
And our intention is to raise awareness about Sexual Assault Month and kind of turn heads in our heels walking around.
According to the CDC, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced sexual violence in their lifetime. With the Me Too movement changing the way people talk about the subject, it hit home for some watching the walk.
I'm so proud of them to take down their pride, to walk, and for a good cause. I'm so happy that they came out and volunteered their time to do this.
Participants walked a mile around downtown Terre Haute, many doing their best to stay upright. With blisters and swollen feet, many ended the walk with applause and cheers for the walk that gave them a new perspective on sexual assault.
I think it's great that a lot of women have come forward and have basically asked for the respect that they deserve. And now it's our chance as men to kind of step forward and, join them and kind of, give them the voice that they need to support them.
I've been speaking with Kaylin's family for the past couple of months. They say they are overwhelmed with the news, and so is the attorney on the case.
I'm surprised that he walked in and said he did it.
After Connor Scott confessed, he was arrested. He faces 2 first-degree felony charges in his girlfriend Kaylin Whitaker's death. Back on Halloween of 2014, Kaylin Whitaker was found dead in Scott's home in Martinsville. Initially, the death appeared to be a suicide, but 10 months later, her death was ruled a homicide. Now, Scott will go before a judge on March 4th for a preliminary hearing.
We would appear as for the state and put on some evidence to bind him over for trial. That will come out in a preliminary hearing, whether certain things were done, interviews were taken.
Ed Parkinson is one of the attorneys on Kaylin's case. He says his team was just days away from filing first-degree murder charges against Connor Scott when he confessed. He also said that Scott's confession makes the state's case stronger. Plus, he said, though it took 4 years to file charges, the time worked in their favor.
You know, he walked in and confessed, but there was no statute of limitations. We could take as long as we wanted to, but it's probably been very tough on the family of Kaylin, but we wanted to be sure we got it right.
Kaylin's parents, Leslie Roberts and Dave Whitaker, waited for years for charges. But they say the time was worth the wait.
Very photogenic. She was very photogenic.
WTWO first reported on this case back in December. They are grateful that media coverage helped move the case forward.
I don't think this would have happened if we wouldn't have put something on TV.
Yeah.
It's been an emotional time for the family. Now they want to move forward and continue the healing process.
We've been waiting a long time for this. We've not only had to grieve over the loss of Kaylin, we've had to fight. And I wasn't going to give up. And finally, it's happened. So we're very grateful for this. Now we can have peace.
For 30 years, Mark McCammon put on his blue uniform and went to work for the Terre Haute Police Department.
I'm not one of those guys who had a lifelong ambition to be a police officer. I needed a job at the time. I put an application in, and I'll be darned if they didn't hire me. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
During his time on the force, Mark has worked in several different departments. Thursday night, McCammon reported for his final patrol. It included a ride-along with a fellow THPD officer. But the bond between these officers goes way beyond the badge. That's because they are father and son.
We're enjoying each other's company. It's a unique feeling, one I highly recommend if anybody is entertaining applying for the police department.
It's been a pretty busy day. It's flown by so far.
Much like his father, Joey didn't grow up wanting to become a police officer. But his father provided the inspiration to become one, making the ride even more special.
It's pretty cool. I never got to ride with him before. I never did a ride-along before I got hired as a policeman, so riding with him, and maybe I'll get some new tricks to the trade or see the world from his perspective, I guess.
Between helping catch a loose pig on Ohio Street to serving warrants, their last ride was anything but quiet. But it's a ride they will cherish for years to come.
Even in today's environment where you hear all the negative things, there are still a lot of good people left in this world. So it is a very, very rewarding job. I have mixed emotions. It's been a wonderful career.
Speed Lake sits in the heart of Rose-Hulman's campus. Normally, it's a pretty scene that greets students every day. But tonight, something very rare took place, and it was a reason to party.
Within seconds of the email coming out saying the ice was safe, there was instantly at least 5 people here just walking around on the ice. It was pretty cool to watch.
For the first time ever, Rose-Hulman students and staff were allowed to skate, walk, and play on Speed Lake.
Yeah, the rule used to be no ice is safe ice, so as soon as Hayes hit us with that email, it's like, ice is safe, we all just flooded out. Yeah. It was fun.
Thanks to the university student government, the school now allows students to use the frozen lake. And once officials deemed that the ice was safe, students and staff wasted no time lacing up and sliding around.
Just the overall, just jovial atmosphere from everybody just running around, sliding, experiencing the ice is what makes it extremely special.
This was the first time on the ice for many of the students. And while many were bundled up, for others, the cold didn't bother them.
This is leisure time. If I'm not having a party during my leisure time, how can I enjoy myself while studying?